Alright, so Cyberpunk made me break this monitor. And see, all of these monitors are fine, right? They're looking good, but then you come here because I threw my mouse at it. You see this mouse? I threw at it after being frustrated for playing Cyberpunk for almost 7 hours and completing all of the endings. There is no happy ending inside of Cyberpunk, bros. Do not play that game if you have 3 monitors and you just feel like throwing stuff when you get mad angry about it. I used to think entertainment couldn't control your emotions. I could never connect with friends who got sad after watching a movie. This delusion completely changed when I played Cyberpunk 2077. If you had asked me what my favorite game was before I played Cyberpunk 2077, I'd say Assassin's Creed, the Ezio trilogy. And that answer hadn't changed for over 15 years. Yes, the impact Cyberpunk 2077 had on me was similar to how I felt as a kid playing Assassin's Creed 2 for the first time. Now make sure you guys like the video, grab a snack, and enjoy watching my emotions get destroyed for your amusement. The decisions are heavy, and the character depth, even for someone you just met, is wild. For the first time in my life, I felt bad for NPCs living in Night City where hope for survival is very low. Before I show you some clips of me being traumatized on camera, let me clarify something. I played as a third construct in V's head, meaning I did not play as V because I couldn't connect with her. She's a rebel, a merc, and very anti-corpo in my head. Whereas me, a person in real life, I'm a corpo rat. This gave me much better immersion. So if you hear me talk to V and Johnny in the third person perspective in any of these clips, it was intended for my immersion. And I do not blame myself but my emotions for what happened to my vertical monitor. I did not punch it. I just threw my mouse at it. Spoilers ahead, if you haven't completed the game yet, I'd say you go and meet Hanako at Embers and don't keep her waiting. So why did this game destroy me? After playing the entire story and all the side missions, there are still no sure shot way to save Johnny and V together. And I blame my mental health downfall on these endings. Let me dissect and tell you guys today what happened and how I kept losing my sanity after each and every ending I've played. There are a total of 6 main endings, including the Phantom Liberty expansion. I played and traumatize myself so you don't have. Through the various decisions that lead to these endings, there is one that I like the most, which you guys might be a little shocked to hear. We'll start from my worst ending to the best ending. Probably the worst ending for me was taking sides with Arasaka, the devil ending. First, you help Arasaka become more powerful and stop Yorinobu's plan of destroying them from the inside, the same people who took Jackie from us. Yes, Takemura is a good character, but he's a loyalist. He has no concern for or idea of what Arasaka has been doing to the majority of the public with their experimentations. He just wants everything to go back to how it was, with him being the bodyguard for Saburo Arasaka. One fallacy you see here is when Takemura lies to us for Arasaka. He says Arasaka has forgotten about you. But during the end credit scene, if you choose not to become an engram, Hanako comes up and says they want me to work for them to take care of their problems in exchange for a lot of eddies. I mean, what's the use of eddies to a person who's already dying? It might be a good plot to start off the next installment of the game where Arasaka finds a new body for V as a reward, maybe with a catch, like a kill switch if you ever go against them. And since Arasaka is down one Atom Smasher, who would be a better fit to fill his boots than the person who took him down? But if you decide to become an engram, you'll be stored in Arasaka's Mikoshi program, a program that you evidently destroy in almost every other ending. Now, this is the reason why I hate this ending, because it's both losses. Option 1, become an engram. Johnny leaves, Arasaka becomes stronger, you end up losing your friends. There's very little hope that Arasaka will actually help you. I guess Arasaka will only look for a replacement body if they face a life or death situation in their corporation.
which looks impossible since Saburo Arasaka takes over Yorinobu's body, leaving the corporation going strong. Leave the space station and go back to Night City. Johnny leaves, Arasaka becomes stronger, you become very popular merc for the corpos. Still a little hope, probably by fixing Arasaka's problem you can barter for them to search for a new body for Reed. But something I keep forgetting is there are no happy endings in Night City. I need to stop looking for a way to save V based purely on hope and positive speculation. Next up, we have Who Wants to Live Forever, the Tower ending. This ending opens up if you make certain decisions in Phantom Liberty and hand Songbird over to the FIA alive, so they can use her in captivity. Which, if you ask me, is already a bad decision leading to this one. Songbird might have lied, manipulated, and used we to get her hands on the neural matrix, but she's already been through a lot at the hands of the FIA. Understanding Reed is one of the most mind-boggling things inside of the game. He views life as the ultimate gift no matter the conditions you're living under. There is some resonance there, as simply staying alive was his biggest hurdle after getting shot 3 times during an operation 7 years ago. I think his approach towards survival roots back to that betrayal. Reed deserves a standalone video where I try to explain what actually goes on inside his head because I really need to study him better. Now, I honestly believe there are 2 canon endings to Phantom Liberty. One is where you side with Reed initially, Alex gets killed, and later you pull the plug on Songbird to give her eternal peace. The other is where you side with Songbird from the start and make sure she escapes Night City to reach the space station away from the NUSA jurisdiction. Talking about her cure, I feel she could be cured with the neural matrix because if you decide to hand her over to the NUSA, you get to see a part where V is cured and can live her life just without any cyberware. But there is a deeper lore here. Reed tells us Songbird got the same medal we did, and after playing all the Phantom Liberty endings, you realize something. We could be a much greater threat to the NUSA than Songbird. Yes, Songbird is lethal with her neural network, but V is an absolute menace. She made a name for herself in the shortest time possible without going cyber psycho. Every organization in this game, whether government or private, is evil. They have little to no value for life and only consider their personal long-term goals. During our visit to Victor's clinic, he explains that V's brain can no longer transmit signals to the cyberware. Technically, V still has basic neuroelectricity functioning required for basic autonomic and rotary motor control. The issue is that the neural cortex is heavily scarred by the relic and its purge, destroying its neuroplasticity and ability to bridge with the high bandwidth, high voltage conductive pathways required by combat cyberware. Unlike other endings where V's soul is vaporized and replaced with an engram, this ending leaves V's soul intact. Could the neural matrix just be taking its sweet time to reverse the relic damage? Either way, it's either purely scientific or the NUSA programmed something during V's 2 years in coma to ensure she couldn't use cyberware, neutralizing her as a future threat. We know the FIA has the technology to do this. This ending showed me how being selfless and helping your friends can just leave you all alone. It reminded me of a quote I read as a teen. You live alone and you die alone, and everything else is nothing but an illusion. I don't know why that memory popped into my head here, but I wanted to share it.
Shut the fuck up. Just stop.
This is probably the most justified ending to close all ends for Johnny and give him a redemption arc. You meet Crispin Wayland, the son of the legend Andrew Boa Boa Wayland. It's a wholesome interaction, but seeing Rogue get killed after spending so much time with her broke me. Johnny was a bit to Rogue throughout his life and only came to her because he needed help destroying Arasaka Tower again. They relive one of their most PTSD-inducing memories where their entire squad got wiped out. When you realize Rogue had a son she loved very much, seen in a brief 20-second phone call, and then watch her get impaled and blown to bits by Adam Smasher, it's heartbreaking.
Got no reason to worry. Now, pull over. Kill the engine and have a nice long look at the stars. Simply that. You won't regret it. Gotta go. I love you.
I was furious and sad while defeating Adam Smasher, even though I knew I couldn't bring Rogue back. Who gets to keep the body? Watching V cry her heart out and stop Johnny if you try to give the body back to her really hits me. This is where I realized Johnny and V are two of the most wholesome characters together. We had the best character development by sharing Johnny's views and seeing Night City differently. Johnny started as a selfish prick and learned to empathize with people because of V. Since this was my first time reaching this ending, I gave the body to Johnny, the temperance ending.
Enough! Johnny, shut up! I need to think.
Gonna be all right. Think
I
of
said,
something.
give me one fucking minute. Johnny. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, easy. I think too big a dose of Silverhand wound up in my blood. Need to chill. Listen. If I had to choose who to hole up with on a desert island, it wouldn't be you. Ever. Hell, the whole cast of Little Big Corpo Rats would have you beat. Cause you're a dickhead. In a big way. And sure, plenty of others out there are more deserving of life. But even so, I never wish you dead. Just promise me one thing, asshole. You won't forget me.
Alt had already made it clear that V is now an engram and her soul was killed. Engrams to me are basically AIs with the feeling and memories of the target, but I genuinely believe a part of the soul still exists in the body. I was hopeful when I saw Johnny leave Night City, acting so much mature, though he learned this at a very big expense of so many lives. Rogue, V, his old squad. Giving the body back to V would have felt like a waste of Rogue's sacrifice. A detail you might miss. If your character is Valerie, Johnny talks about altering the body to become a man. I felt that was a little rude. The girl sacrificed her life to give you a new beginning, and you can't preserve the body she gave you. But I get it. He wants to move on.
What's hurt you?
Obviously got a bit of him in me. Or a lot. Maybe I am Johnny.
But how? Johnny'd be like 80 million years old, and you're like way too young. Plus, you're a girl.
You know, this is just a body. How the dice landed for me. Not gonna be a girl much longer, though.
Johnny has always been a revolutionary who can't let injustice slide, which gives me an idea that he might be back to fight against corporations in the future. This ending was wholesome, as he creates a memorial for V and Rogue and gives a sick guitar to a kid. It shows Johnny will live peacefully.
Me too. We're gonna be alright. If I can be sure of anything now.
This is where you ask Pan Am and the Aldecaldos for help. It's also the mission where you lose the most people: Teddy, Bobby, and Saul. Saul had a small role for me up to this point, but hearing him call his family, give us a jacket, and accept us as an Aldecaldo justified my absolute rage towards Adam Smasher. When Saul dies, I thought Smasher might kill Pan Am too. Seeing Pan Am alive a few seconds later was a massive relief. When forced to choose between Johnny and V again, I decided to see how Johnny would react if we went with Alt.
Stop. Just stop.
Gonna just roll over instead of fighting for what's yours? Decommiss yourself because you're too fucking scared to say goodbye?
It is my decision. Let me make it.
You're loyal, grant you that. But damn it, are you dense? Haven't changed a bit since we met.
I'm so damn tired, Johnny. I just want to start anew, even if I don't know what that means. I bet it'd be good for you too.
V, I'm just scared for you.
I'll see you around, Johnny.
It was heartbreaking to see Johnny really isn't as selfish as people portray him. He just doesn't let people in easily. Some iconic lines I'll always remember Johnny saying. Johnny says, "Goodbye Valerie, it's been a good day." In the tower ending or the Who Wants to Live Forever mission, it hits hard. He even admits we might be the best chum he ever had. It's crucial to give the body to we in this ending to justify the sacrifices the Aldecaldos made. Once you say goodbye to Johnny, you get a feel-good moment. If you call Judy beforehand, you get to leave Night City together. Fun fact, when you decide to call Judy, Johnny says, "Even I started to have a liking towards her," as a nod of approval you'd get from your parents, brother, or friend, a wholesome small detail. The ending scene is full of hope. Judy is happy unlike most endings where she's depressed. We see Vi leave Night City and let go of her bullet amulet. Johnny placed this amulet at Vi's memorial in his ending, but here Vi lets it go, symbolizing moving forward and leaving the past behind. I still couldn't understand why Alt couldn't just digitize Vi's soul onto a similar relic biochip so she could live alongside Johnny as the passenger. It would be a great revenge plot by Alt against Johnny.
Hey, V. I know what you're thinking. Why is my crazy output leaving a message on the machine while I'm making breakfast? Well, you know me. I get mushy when it comes to sharing feelings. So, what the hell? I figured I'd just tell you here. V, I just wanted you to know that I'm happy for the first time in my life. And I wanted to
Rise and shine. Breakfast on the table.
speak of the devil. See you soon.
Huh. You just discovered what it takes to become a legend. Grab your iron. Let's mobilize.
Secret ending, don't fear the Reaper. This is my favorite mission for its gameplay and replayability. I love trying to speedrun it, so make sure you guys subscribe. I recently shifted from mobile gaming back to PC gaming, and I'm trying to fix my algorithm. I'll stream the speedrun soon. It plays out as the most intense fight you can get. I played on very hard. I realized how Johnny and Vi buffer psychosis via the Edge Runners perk. We see Vi briefly dip into cyber psychosis, laughing maniacally, but she comes back because of the relic healing her, and Johnny acting as the voice of reason. I replayed this after watching the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime just to destroy Smasher again. This time, I gave Vi the body since she did the entire assault solo. I wanted the world to know that Vi is a legend, but the ending is sad. Judy isn't happy, and with Johnny gone, Vi closes herself off. Johnny was the reason Vi opened up to people. Without him, the old, non-empathetic Vi takes over, entirely focused on making eddies. I don't know why she cares about eddies and reputation when she's dying and already the queen of the afterlife. Maybe Mr. Blue Eyes has a proposition to fix her if she does this one gig. Mr. Blue Eyes has his own lore, widely theorized to be a rogue AI, operating through Nightcore, so I'll wait for more info on him. Going down the Blaze of Glory path alone is hardcore, but it proves Johnny right. You cannot survive Night City alone. Now, I think all of these endings are good, but they lack one crucial element: closure. They're all open-ended. My opinion on the final option might be controversial, but it's the reason why I was able to sleep after playing all the endings in one day. There is something beautiful about going out peacefully. You owe Johnny a lot for bringing you back to life multiple times. While you don't give him a chance to destroy Arasaka, Arasaka will fall anyway. Like someone says, corporations are like a hydra. Cut off one head and 3 more pop up. In this ending, both chums sit on the rooftop. You don't have to choose who lives and who dies. They've tried everything to find a cure, and I feel like this is the rest they both deserve. accepting that they are fused together and that one leaving the other results in death, brings a weird sense of peace. Choosing certainty over a bleak, uncertain future felt right. After a massive roller coaster of emotions, I felt peace here. Most people call this the worst ending, but I think they look at it purely from a gameplay standpoint rather than an empathetic one. I looked at it as a closing chapter. Night City will eventually devour everyone anyway. I got proper closure for both the characters. Since I know Judy, Panam, Carrie, River, Victor, and Misty eventually move on, it's the one ending where Johnny and we completely agree and go out on their own terms without fighting each other's morals. And this ending perfectly justifies my Canon V archetype. She is empathetic and selfless. She doesn't want other people to die because of her. That fine line is exactly what differentiates her from the corporations she's constantly fighting. She values her own life on the exact same scale as everyone else's. Cyberpunk 2077 destroyed me emotionally, and I'll always remember it for making me more empathetic towards people in real life. I credited Assassin's Creed for making me love history, and I'll remember this game in the exact same light. That is it for today. I'll catch you guys again whenever I catch you guys again. Until then, take care, bye-bye, and hope you guys have a good one.